Just how much sadness, guilt, or resentment can you release from your body? And when you do so, how does that change your future? We'll be looking at this and more on today's episode of Our Waking Dream. I'm your host, Coco Swanson. Welcome here. If this is your first time, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Each week on this show, I go over a basic astrology theme that's moving through the week or the season, and then I match make it with practices. This week, it's a ritual, an earth-based ritual that allows for us to move old emotions out. And care, we'll be looking at self-care and how to make sure our care is centralized and authentic. Because when we care for us, we inevitably care for the world. And we look at that this week through Summer Solstice prep, because today is the 14th, and we have between now and the 21st to prepare for this powerful window of time. And I'll be going over what that specific solstice means this year and how that can empower our practices even more. This said, I have a whole ecosystem of support on my site. So cocoswanson.com is what will direct you to other free offerings. I have 3 available spots within my mentorship program, the recalibration. So if you're needing one-on-one support, now is a good time. Also, I have a solutions lab every other week that's free. Time for you to come and bring me your problems live. And we problem solve together through the vantage point of knowing that we can create an inordinate amount of change when we shift at a subtle, emotional, and energetic level. So that allows for the toolbox to increase drastically when we're shifting from the soma, from the body out, rather than expecting change to only come through, say, our mind or just positive affirmations. We've got to get to the gunk of the material. Like this week, looking at what we're carrying within us that's tethering us. Okay, this said, let's jump into the specifics of the astrology. I have to say, if you're on podcast and you can't actually see me in video, I'm on video over on YouTube, I apologize because I'm a mover and sometimes I move away from the mic. And sometimes I film outside too, so I apologize if the mic, if the volume changes or if it's not like super clean all the time. That just comes with being a mover. Okay, this said, we are moving into solstice. Solstice is when the sun every year moves into Cancer. And the strength of that shift is determined by what's going on with other bodies in the cosmos, because all of the different planets and like the sun and the moon, they contain metaphors that impact us as within, so without, as above, so below. It's the same with astrology. Whatever's going on within the cosmos is also going on within us. So between now, the 14th, and June 21st, we shift into Cancer season. And Cancer season in the sun, that's when the sun's in a sign, that means that we're in that season. It's a month. Cancer season, so we also have, during this time, we have Jupiter still in Cancer right now. And that Jupiter exaggerates whatever it touches. And we have Mercury in Cancer, which looks at how we're perceiving, how we're communicating, how we're intaking information, and what meaning we're putting to our experience. So therefore, it's a pretty heavy Cancer season, which is awesome for all patterns Cancerian. So I'll be going over that. And also, We have Chiron moving freshly into Taurus, and Chiron is the wounded healer. It moves slowly, and when any planet, or in this case asteroid, is at the first degree of a zodiac, or in this case it's 0 degrees, it merits attention. So I'll be framing the lesson through this, through what happens when the sun joins Jupiter and Mercury in Cancer at the same time as the wounded healer moving into Taurus. So how that translates for me. And this said, any person you talk to that studies astrology and teaches astrology will use their specific lens. So this is just the Coco lens, and the Coco lens right now. Like if I looked at the astrology a different day, I'd receive different insight because my vantage point changes, which is a lot what this lesson is about to me. It's looking at Cancer is the womb. It's the moon. It symbolizes how we care. Like if you think of the mother, how the archetype of mother cares for her babies, her people. So we look at how we are nurtured or how we're not nurtured, or what resentment. So with Cancer is a very emotional sign. However, the shadow of Cancer, meaning the wounded expression of Cancer, holds on to negative emotions, holds on to guilt, holds on to resentment, to confusion, to sadness. When we hold on to emotions, they actually become a tether. They hold us down from our future, a future that does not have resentment, does not have sadness and confusion, because what we're experiencing now, we're magnetizing in the future. Our inner experience is like a song to the future. And our brain, our relationships, and our emotions arrange and rearrange to our current present emotions. So how we're feeling now is really important as we step into solstice and to the preparatory time between now and solstice to take inventory and action within the emotional realms, within the realms of how we are caring for ourselves and each other. Step 1 in this podcast is primarily about inquiry, of bringing the questions from the week into your life and taking the pulse on how you're doing. So questions for the week. What have you been carrying that does not belong in your future? What emotions, what perceptions from the past, what narratives are you carrying that are weighing you down? Start by just taking note of that. What is occupying the space in your body, your mind, and your heart? And be honest with yourself with this. How much energy and time are you spending ruminating, mulling over something that happened, replaying out stories, or rehearsing what you'll do in the future that's based in the story of suffering? Really look at that, because you can tell how big of a tether, how big of an anchor from a positive future you have by how much time and emotional energy and thought power you're spending ruminating. And how often are you feeding your emotional wounds? Because what we focus on grows. So if we're continuing to feed the wounds, we're actually planting seeds for more wounding in the future. Who wants that? I don't. I mean, do you want that? That's like a big double thumbs down in my world. And so our future, it's not only shaped by our current goals or the positive affirmations. Say you have goals, say you have vision. You have a vision of what you might love, a possible outcome of your future or the future of your family, your business, or your world. Say you have a great vision, you have some affirmations to go with it, but you are focused on some place that you were betrayed in your past, or some shame loop, something that you did wrong, perceivably wrong, and that's where your focus goes. Well, the negative emotions, they're quite sticky. And so like attracts like. If you are envisioning a future, but spend most of your time ruminating on the past, your past is going to come right into the future with you. And so centralizing your self-care and clearing out emotional baggage becomes exceptionally important as a practical tool in creating a future of your dreams. Have you all ever heard the phrase burying the hatchet? That's a phrase that was used for when two people, or we'll say groups of people even, decided to stop fighting. They would bury the weapons. So I suggest a burying ritual, more like burying the stick or the stone you find. A ritual that allows for you over the course of days or a week, however long you'd like to take, to ruminate on purpose, to bring up unresolved emotions on purpose, to release them with intention and breath, to give them back to the planet and think of how the planet regenerates. Think of what what our earth does with leaves that fall off of a tree. It composts the leaves and creates more fertile soil for the future of that tree and the forest. And so our past becomes a liability if we carry it into the future. The burial ritual, this simple ritual, allows for you to move a whole bunch of past baggage out, utilizing the energetic and symbiotic connection that we have inherently with the planet. We are of the earth. We can embody the release, and the regeneration happens automatically. So when we clear our own vessels, our own psyche of resentment, of shame, of guilt, then we honor. That's a piece. This is an important piece. It's not like, hey, I'm just going to get rid of this because I don't like it. It's as if we're at a funeral or a celebration of someone's life and death. You know, at funerals, how we oftentimes focus on what was amazing about that person rather than like bringing up all the stories of suffering and of pain. Well, with a burial ritual, I suggest that we do the same, but we honor our stories of suffering. We honor our resentment. We honor the guilt. We honor the shame as part of the human experience as we let it go. So we honor, we release, and regeneration happens naturally. With this practice, it's simple. Here, I'll just go through the basic nuts and bolts of this. Is one, you choose something like a small stick or stone that you find outside. Literally, you just find a little stick or stone. And then that stick or stone, it symbolizes that which is ready to die, the stories and the experiences and the emotions that are ready to be buried, put to rest. You sit with it over time and you bring out all of the unresolved gunk. And when I say you bring it out, you just bring it up to mind. And we are a traumatized species. So I suggest that you do this with a buddy. Send this to a buddy. Share the practice with a buddy so we have accountability, but also we have support. Because when we start to bring up patterns that cause all of our emotions to come up, it can cause too many emotions to come up sometimes. So really be aware of that whenever we start to sit with and be with resentment, guilt, shame, etc., any thumbs down emotions. You might want to enlist the support of a buddy just so you can lean in to cry if you need to, lean into support. So you've chosen your something like a little stick or stone, and then you honor the past. You spend time and energy and breath, all that's needed to move everything out of your psyche over time. You sit with this little stone, you sit with the little stick, and you say thank you. Then you bring up one experience. You notice what comes up in your body. I honor this experience. I am open to learn and release from this experience. Then you blow it as if you're actually blowing the emotions in the experience. You believe it. That's the power of belief. If we believe we can shift something by exhaling it, it happens. If we believe we can shift something by exhaling it into a little stick or stone, it happens. Then over the course of days or a week, that little stick or stone is like pregnant. It's pregnant with your past. It's ready to be gifted back to the earth, to be honored and released. So then you dig a little hole. You put it in the earth, like literally, it can be like a little tiny hole if you're working with a stick or stone that can go straight back to nature. And then you say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I release you. I release you. I celebrate my past and I release my past. Then observe what happens over that. Do you, the time, do you feel more emotions come? Do you feel less? Do you feel more access to happiness? Do you feel less? To simply observe, because emotions, they're not linear. We might release a layer and another layer. It's like we released the dam and the waters can flow. That's why buddies are important with this. And to know that emotions, if they start coming, keep them flowing. Let yourself feel and lean into the support of the planet, the ritual, and your people. Once we clear, it's important to make sure that we're caring for ourselves and our people. I'm really big on building cultures of care internally, within myself, helping others, my clients, within relationships, and within organizations, families, everywhere. It's cultures of care. Is self-care central in your life? Because guess who's exceptionally central in your life? You. You are the vehicle. Your nervous system, your body, your bones, your breath, that's the central being in your life. How are you caring for you? When we remember that a body, mind, emotional body, a soul, a heart, a thriving human system, when we remember to care for all aspects of ourselves, all aspects of our lives cannot help but be enhanced. Just period. Yet, the catch is we often arrange our lives around crisis, around work, around their needs. Where if we learn to centralize authentic, juicy, really substantiated self-care, then our work, our relationships, our health, everything starts to flourish. A lot of our self-care rituals might be outdated, might have served an earlier version of you, but right now is a fantastic time to do a self-care audit, to really explore how centralized self-care is. Is it something that you do if you have your list of things to do checked off? Or is it something that's woven right at the front of that list? Because if you care for self, self cares for your world. It's as simple as that. Because you are central in your life, the care of you needs to be centralized as well. In order to make any change, we need to prioritize something. In order to prioritize, we have to enlist our logic, because our mind will talk us out of things, and then it becomes unprioritized and uncentralized. So you, the central player in your life, need to be cared for in body, in mind, in heart, and then your life is easier to care for. So how have your needs changed over the last season, 2 seasons? And how can your self-care reflect your changing needs? I'm going to drop a few self-care ideas in that I like, because my day has to be riddled through self-care in order for me to show up. I mean, in order for me to even walk and talk, because I've dealt with a lot of chronic pain. So centralized self-care for me looks like waking up. In the morning, I have a glass of warm water with lemon, with the little electrolytes. I bless my water, knowing that water changes form with blessings. I go out in the sun. I allow morning light to come in. With the morning light coming in, I allow my mind to arrange and rearrange. I invite my system with each breath to let go of the past. I need to move my body every day. I dance. I go to yoga. I go out on walks in the forest. In the forest, I tree hug. I hug trees daily in the forest. When I'm hugging a tree, I'm building interdependence between me and the gorgeous planet that we live on. In culture with my friends, we get together and say that one of us is feeling off. We'll say, do you need to vent? And this allows the space for us to just be angry, ventful humans. Then we'll shift gears into positivity on purpose, into daydreaming solutions together on purpose. I'll do this with my friends as we massage each other's feet. We've normalized self-care. I have in a really bossy way, because I fully know that when my cup is overflowing, it overflows everywhere I go. So right now, perfect time to take inventory. How centralized is your self-care? Because you're the central feature in your life. When you're taken care of, your life can't help. Your business, your life, your relationships, they're all more taken care of when you are. And what authentically cares for you in body, in heart, in mind, and in community. Spend time prioritizing those, build boundaries around your time, and enact them. I'm curious to see how this lands for you. So always, please feel free to message me at this point. This is just gaining traction, this show and this new body of work. And so share it. Give me feedback. I'm here in service to you. Thank you for coming along on this week's journey. Until next time, mwah. Ta-ta for now. Thank you for being a part of our community here at Our Waking Dream. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Fill my cup and let it overflow. Let it overflow with love.